20 feet back. I'm going to stand in front of my truck. I got my key in my hand. I'm going to put it in my pocket so nobody can move my vehicle while I'm doing my pre-trip. I'm going to start. I'm going to look underneath my truck to make sure I have nothing hanging. It's clean and free of debris, and I don't see any fluid leakage on the ground. Next, I'll check my bumper. My bumper is level. It's straight, not damaged. There's no loose or missing components. It's clean and free of debris. Now I'm going to approach my vehicle. I'll check my left and right lights, headlights and tail turn signals. It's 4 things. Remember what they were? They're properly secured. They're clean and free of debris. They're not damaged. And they're in proper working order. I'm going to check my grill. My grill is properly secured. It's not damaged. There's no loose or missing components. It's clean and free of debris. I'm going to check my license plate. It's properly secured. It's not damaged. It's clean and free of debris. And it has a current registration. Next, I'll check my right and left rear brackets. I'm going to make sure that they're mounted properly to my hood. They're not damaged. There's no loose or missing components. I'm going to check my mirror. My mirror is properly secured to my bracket. There's no loose or missing components. My mirror is not damaged. It's clean and free of debris, and it's adjusted to my liking. Next, I'm going to come back to the front. I'm going to check my windshield. My windshield is properly secured. It's clean and free of debris. It has no damage. If it were to have any damage, such as a crack, it can be no more than 1 inch in length. I'll check to make sure I have my 3 stickers. I got my state, my SOS, my state, and my federal. My federal can also be located on my driver's side door. Next, I'm going to check my clearance lights. My clearance lights. 4 things. Properly secured. They're not damaged. They're clean and free of debris. Proper working order. Now I'm going to go check under the hood. On Steve's truck, his oil dipstick and filter is on this side here. So when you do your pre-trip out on this truck, you'll pretend that it's on this side. With my hood open, and at first I'm going to listen to make sure I have no audible air leaks. Next, I'm going to check my engine compartment, make sure I have no fluid leakage. Every day I'm going to check my oil. My dipstick is right here. I'll pull it out, make sure it's up to the manufacturer's level. If it's not, I'll use my fill tube, fill it up until it is to the proper level. Now I'm going to go back over to the left side. I'm going to start up, in, and out. I'm going to start with my coolant reservoir, windshield washer reservoir. They are both properly secured, no loose or missing components, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. They are filled to the manufacturer's specifications. I'm going to check my excuse me, my steering shaft. It is straight, not damaged. It is properly secured to my steering gearbox with a U-joint that is well greased. I'm going to check my power steering reservoir. It's not cracked, damaged, or leaking. It's properly secured, no loose or missing components, and it's filled to the proper level. I'll check my power steering hose. Make sure that it's properly secured on both ends, no kinks, splices, and it's not leaking. I'll continue with my steering. My pitman, my drag link, my steering knuckle, my tie rod. They are straight, they are not damaged, they are properly secured with a castle nut, cotter pin, and they are well greased. Next, I'll check my suspension, my front, and my rear hanger. They are properly secured, they are not damaged, there's no loose or missing components. I'm going to check the spring itself. It is straight, not damaged. If it were to have any damage, it cannot be no more than 25%. None can be missing, none can be shifted. My spring is attached to my axle with 2 U-bolts and a saddle. They are not damaged, they are properly secured. The rear of my spring is connected to my rear hanger with a shackle, properly secured, not damaged, and well greased. Now I'm going to talk about my shock. My shock is properly secured to my axle, to my frame. 2 bolts, 2 nuts. I'll check to make sure my bushings are in proper working order and they are not damaged. The shock itself is straight, not damaged, not leaking. Now I'm going to start working my way out and check my air lines. There's no audible air leaks, properly secured on both ends, no cracks, no splices, not damaged. I'm going to check my brake drum and my brake shoes. Make sure they're properly secured, they're not damaged, no loose or missing components, and no contaminants. If there were any contaminants such as oil, that would be an indication of a leaking wheel seal. Now I'm going to check my steer tires. Both my steer tires must be the same size and the same type. They cannot be cupped, have any uneven wear. Must have a minimum of 4/32 tread depth in each major groove. My tires can be recapped and re-grooved, but is not recommended. I'll check my inside, my outside sidewall. I'm going to make sure there's no cuts, bulges, or dry rot. I will periodically check my tire pressure only when my tires are cold and with a proper air gauge. I'm going to look at my rim. My rim's round, there's no damage, no man-made welds. I'm going to make sure all my lug nuts are present and well secured. If I were to see a powdery trail on an aluminum wheel or a rust trail on a steel wheel, that would be an indication of a loose lug nut. Let's check my driver's side mirror. My mirror bracket's properly secured. There's no damage, no loose or missing components. My mirrors are properly secured to my mirror bracket. There's no loose or missing components. They are not damaged. They're clean and free of debris and adjusted to my liking. My fuel tank, not damaged, not leaking. It's properly secured to my frame with a minimum 2 metal straps with rubber backing to prevent any wear. I'm going to check my fuel line. My fuel line's properly secured. There's no kinks, no splices, no leaks. I'll check my fuel cap. My fuel cap is properly secured with a rubber gasket to prevent any leakage. Next, I'll talk about my steps. My steps are not damaged. They're straight. They're properly secured to my metal straps. There's no loose or missing components and no damage. My steps are clean and free of debris and well grooved. I'm going to talk about my frame. I'm going to look at my frame. I'm going to make sure there's no loose or missing components. There's no damage, no cracks, no man-made welds. My side clearance light, properly secured, clean and free of debris, not damaged, proper working order. I'll come to the back of my tractor. My upper and left, upper right corners, I have my DOT reflective tape. It's properly secured, clean and free of debris. I'm going to check my air lines. Blue is my service, red is my emergency. I'm going to make sure they're properly secured at the back of my tractor and the front of my trailer. No audible air leaks. They're connected to the front of my trailer with 2 glad hands and rubber grommets to prevent any air leak. My air lines are not kinked, spliced, or damaged. I'm going to check my light cord. My light cord is properly secured to my tractor and to the front of my trailer. 7-pin, 7-hole receptacle for the locking lid. I'm going to make sure I have enough clearance between my air lines and light cord so they don't rub on my catwalk to incur any damage. My catwalk and my step, they are both properly secured. They have no damage, no loose or missing components. They're well grooved, clean and free of debris. I'm going to check my battery box to make sure that it's properly secured, no damage. I will periodically check my batteries and my battery cables to make sure that they're properly secured. There's no damage, no corrosion, and I'll check my cables to make sure that they're not damaged, no bare wires touching the frame. Now I'll talk about my fifth wheel. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. My fifth wheel is properly secured to my frame. No loose or missing components. It is not damaged. If I have a sliding fifth wheel, which in this case I do, I'll make sure my locking pins are in place. I'm also going to make sure that my pull handle is in the lock position. If I have a safety device, which I do, I'm going to make sure it's over my pull handle. My skid plate is properly secured, no loose or missing components, not damaged, and it's well greased. I'll check my apron and my kingpin. I'll make sure that they're properly secured. They have no damage and they are well greased. When my tractor and trailer are properly hooked up, I should not see any daylight between my skid plate and my apron. Next, I'm going to come back to talk about my landing gear. First, I'm going to make sure that I have enough clearance between the rear of my tractor and my landing gear so when I make turns I don't incur any damage. I'll walk over here. I'm going to look at my landing gear. It's properly secured to my frame of my trailer. There's no damage, no loose or missing components. I'll check my dolly legs. They are properly secured, they're not damaged, and they go up and down evenly, and they are well greased. My sand shoes, they're properly secured, they're not damaged, and they're clean and free of debris. My dolly crank handle, when it's not in use, must be in a stowed position. The side marker light, properly secured, it's not damaged, it's clean and free of debris, proper working order. All lights, 4 things. Next, I'm going to check my ABS light, my rear clearance light. They are both properly secured, they are not damaged, they're clean and free of debris, proper working order. In the back of my trailer, I'm start at the top, work my way down. I got my 3 clearance lights up top. They're properly secured, they are not damaged, clean and free of debris, proper working order. My upper left, upper right corner, bottom of my door, the frame of my trailer, and my bumper. I have my DOT reflective tape, properly secured, clean and free of debris. I'll check my lights. My lights are properly secured. I see no damage. They're clean and free of debris, in proper working order. Next, I'll walk up and make sure that my license plate is properly secured. It's not damaged. It's clean and free of debris. License plate light, properly secured. It's not damaged. Clean and free of debris. Proper working order. Put your hand underneath the license plate light. If you're doing a pre-trip and you got the sun straight up behind you, how are you going to tell if it's lit? Okay? That's it.